Depan, ayo seluruh anak bertivi, bangunkan Malaysia Madani, sepenuh hati, jiwa, semangat, terus meyakini Malaysia Madani. Ayo seluruh anak bertivi, semarakkan Malaysia Madani, sepenuh hati, jiwa, semangat, terus meyakini Malaysia Madani. Malaysia Madani, Malaysia Madani, Malaysia Madani. Malaysia Madani, Malaysia Madani, Malaysia Madani. Ayo seluruh anak bertivi, bangunkan Malaysia Madani, sepenuh hati, jiwa, semangat, terus meyakini Malaysia Madani. Ayo seluruh anak bertivi, semarakkan Malaysia Madani, sepenuh hati, jiwa, semangat, terus meyakini Malaysia Madani. Keyakinan jadi ikutan, pendirian jiwa ihsan, nilai hormat keras di.
Terima kasih kepada rakan-rakan media dan dijemput rakan-rakan media untuk mengambil tempat yang telah disediakan. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the Negaraku. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Salam sejahtera dan salam Malaysia Madani. Yang amat berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Perdana Menteri. Yang berhormat Puan Hannah Yeoh, Minister of Youth and Sports Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Seri Dr. Muhammad Nurza bin Zakaria, President of Olympic Council of Malaysia and Vice President of Olympic Council of Asia. Her Excellency Madam Kunying Patama Lizwad Trakol, Official of Representative from IOC. His Excellency Congressman Ibrahim Bumble Tolentino, Official Representative from the OCA. Yang berbahagia Datuk Seri Town Planner Dr. Maimuna binti Muhammad Sharif, Mayor of Kuala Lumpur. Yang berbahagia Datin Anita Azrina binti Abdul Aziz, Chairperson of Perdana Stadium Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Datuk Muhammad Nasir bin A.B. Latif, Chairman of Malaysian Resources Corporation Berhad, MRCB. Official representative from National Olympic Committees, Indonesia, Laos, Philippines, Singapore and Thailand. Para Olympian, rakan-rakan media serta tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang dihormati sekalian. Selamat datang diucapkan ke Majlis Pecah Tanah, Ibu Pejabat Baharu Majlis Olimpik Malaysia. Yang amat berhormat Perdana Menteri serta hadirin sekalian. Before we commence today's ceremony, may I respectfully invite Al-Fadil Ustaz Arfa Husnani to lead the dua.
Halo. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-huda wat-tuqa wal afafa wal ghina. Ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Rahim. Kami menadah tangan dengan penuh harapan akan keberkatan Majlis Pecah Tanah Olympic House yang sangat bermakna pada petang ini. Kami memohon limpahan rahmat, perlindungan dan pertolongan-Mu dalam pelaksanaan projek pembangunan ini. Ya Allah, ya Karim, permudahkanlah segala pelaksanaan projek ini daripada awal hingga akhir. Jauhkanlah daripada segala halangan, bencana dan sebarang kesulitan. Kurniakanlah keselamatan kepada semua pihak yang terlibat secara langsung atau tidak langsung dalam pelaksanaan projek ini. Ya Allah, ya Jalil wal Ikram, jadikanlah bangunan ini simbol kemajuan, kesatuan dan semangat sukan negara. Semoga ianya menjadi pusat yang membawa kebaikan dan kejayaan dan kecemerlangan kepada atlet-atlet negara dan seluruh warga sukan tanah air. Ya Allah, ya Salam, jauhkanlah kami, teguhkanlah kami dalam semangat berpasukan. Tanamkan nilai murni dalam setiap langkah kami dan jadikanlah kami hamba-Mu yang sentiasa bersyukur atas segala nikmat-Mu. Perkenankanlah jua doa kami untuk meraih pingat emas pertama Malaysia di sukan Olimpik yang akan datang. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa alihi washabbihi wasallam. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Terima kasih Al-Fadil Ustaz atas pimpinan bacaan doa. Yang amat berhormat Perdana Menteri serta hadirin sekalian, we now invite you to journey through the history of the Olympic movement in Malaysia, a story of passion, perseverance and national pride that continues to inspire generations of athletes and leaders. We invite you to pay attention to the screen for this special presentation.
These are the moments that moved a nation. Moments that ignited dreams. Moments where sport became more than competition. It became Malaysia's spirit. It began with two sports, athletics and hockey, coming together under a shared dream. In 1953, they formed the Federation of Malaya Olympic Council. In 1954, Malaya made its Asian Games debut in Manila and was recognized by the International Olympic Committee. 2 years later, the nation stood tall at its first Olympic Games in Melbourne. From the start, sport was nation building in motion, uniting a young country still discovering its voice. In 1965, Malaysia hosted the Siap Games for the first time, and the people rallied as one. Decades passed. From one generation to the next, the flame of sport burned brighter. From regional games to global stages, Malaysia grew stronger, prouder, louder. In 1992, the Siddiq brothers brought home the nation's first ever Olympic medal. Malaysia kept rising and the world took notice. In 2008, Lee Chong-wei won silver at the Beijing Olympics. In 2015, Malaysia made history by hosting the 128th IOC session. In 2016, Malaysia recorded its best ever Olympic performance, 5 medals across 3 sports. Then came 2020. Stadiums felt silent. The world stood still. Yet, the spirit of Malaysian athletes never wavered. These moments were made possible by generations of leadership, each one committed to building a stronger, more united sporting nation. Sir Ian MacDonald, 1953 to 1957. Tun Sir Henry Haushik Lee, 1957 to 1959. Tun Abdul Razak Hussain, 1959 to 1976. Tan Sri Hamzah Abu Salam, 1976 to 1998. Tunku Tan Sri Imran Tuanku Jaafar, 1998 to 2018. Tan Sri Datuk Sri Dr. Muhammad Nurza Zakaria, 2018 to present. Today, the Olympic Council of Malaysia governs 58 national sports associations, upholding the values of Olympism, integrity, and excellence. From grassroots to global stages, the movement endures. This is not the end of the story, only the next chapter. OCM continues to champion the dreams of athletes yet to rise and carry forward a legacy forged in unity, passion, and pride. Olympic Council of Malaysia.
From our humble beginnings to proudly standing on the world stage, Malaysia's Olympic story reflects perseverance, passion, and unity. Ladies and gentlemen, we are deeply honored today by the presence of Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Sri Dr. Muhammad Nurza Zakaria, President of the Olympic Council of Malaysia and Vice President of OCA. Throughout his tenure, Tan Sri has been a driving force in elevating Malaysian sports to new heights, championing excellence and fostering unity within our sporting community. His unwavering commitment and visionary leadership has been instrumental in shaping milestones such as the establishment of this very Olympic house. Majlis menjemput Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Datuk Sri Dr. Muhammad Nurza Zakaria, President of the Olympic Council of Malaysia and Vice President of the Olympic Council of Asia, to deliver his welcoming remarks. Dengan segala hormatnya dipersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Ms. Olivia, our MC for today. Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Prime Minister of Malaysia. Yang Berhormat Puan Hana Yeoh, Minister of Youth and Sports Malaysia. Yang Berbahagia Datuk Seri Mayor of Kuala Lumpur. Her Excellency Madam Kunying Patama Liswadrakul, Member of the International Olympic Committee, IOC, the official representative of the IOC, and the President of the World Badminton Federation. His Excellency Congressman Ibrahim Bambol Tolentino, official representative of the Olympic Council of Asia, President of the Philippine Olympic Committee, and the Chair of the OCA Legal Committee. His Excellency Associate Professor Dr. Paut Simalavong, President of the National Olympic Committee of Laos, former Minister of the Education and Sports Laos. Yang Berbahagia Datin Anita Azrina binti Abdul Aziz, Chairperson of Perdana Stadium Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Datuk Muhammad Nasir bin Abdul Latif, Chairman of the Malaysian Resources Corporation Berhad. Datuk Wira Nur Azmi, Deputy President and also the Executive Board of OCM, board members of PSM and MRCB, our celebrated Olympians from athletics, swimming, gymnastics and badminton, students from Bukit Jalil Sports School, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan salam Malaysian Madani. Ladies and gentlemen, today's groundbreaking is not merely a ceremonial milestone. It is a moment of reckoning, one that marks the beginning of a new chapter for Malaysian sport. A chapter built not only on concrete and steel, but on conviction, clarity, and the collective will to move forward. As the President of the Olympic Council of Malaysia, it is my honor to extend our warmest welcome to Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister of Malaysia. You are not only our national leader, but also a respected global statesman whose voice carries weight far beyond our borders. In your capacity as Chair of ASEAN, you continue to lead with clarity and foresight. These are the same qualities that inspire institutions such as ours as we undertake bold and necessary steps towards the future. Your leadership reminds us that meaningful progress requires both vision and conviction, and we are proud to have your presence with us today. Thank you, Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. I would also like to thank Yang Berhormat Hana Yeoh, our Minister of Youth and Sport. Your progressive vision, tireless commitment, and consistent partnership have elevated the Olympic Council's ability to serve. You have stood beside us not only in words, but in action, and we are truly grateful. Thank you, YB Hana. For too long, the Olympic Council of Malaysia has operated from facilities that no longer reflect our ambitions. Hidden in the shadows of the old sports city, surrounded by worsening congestion and aging infrastructure. Our current home has become more of limitation than an enabler. With 58 national sports associations under our care, we cannot serve the future while clinging to the past. What we need is not just a new location, but a new foundation of how we think, how we work, and how we lead. This is what the Olympic House represents. It is a commitment to excellence, a symbol of reform, and a reflection of the standards we now expect from ourselves. It is not just a physical space, it is a statement of intent. Bukit Jalil is where this statement belongs. Here, we are surrounded by the country's leading sports institutions, such as National Sports Council, National Sports Institute. This is where our athletes live, train, and prepare. It is also where the Bukit Jalil Sports School continues to nurture the next generation. This is where OCM must be close, visible, and integrated into the ecosystem we are tasked to support. But this transition, ladies and gentlemen, is about more than geography. It is about transformation. We are modernizing our system, digitizing the way we operate, and reshaping our museum to better preserve history, interactive, and inspire future generation. We are building for the next decade, not the last one. The Olympic House will also set a new benchmark for sustainability. It will be Malaysia's first green energy sports headquarters, a building that respects people and also the planet. We are using sustainable materials, including recycle and waste-based content. We are integrating solar panels, smart lighting, and natural ventilation to cut energy use and reduce operating costs. We are also harvesting rainwater using native plants and building open, breathable spaces that honor nature. Over 26% of the site will be green space. Trees that grow naturally in our climate will be planted with minimal maintenance required. Even the parking areas will use permeable materials to let rainwater return to the earth instead of flooding the streets. This is a building that honors people and the planet. It reflects the values we believe in: responsibility, foresight, and service to others. Once complete, the Olympic House will bring together roughly 32 national sports associations with offices under one roof, while remaining accessible to all 58 NSAs or National Sports Association. Every common facility, including the ceremonial hall, learning auditorium, Olympic Study Center, Olympic Museum, and quiet spaces will be shared and open to serve the entire Olympic community. Ladies and gentlemen, this shared home is also a shared achievement, and none of this could have moved forward without unity. And in our case, the unity came from the very heart of the sporting community. To all 58 National Sports Associations, thank you for your unanimous support at both our annual General Assemblies on 9 November 2024 and 19 April 2025, and our subsequent council meeting on 19 July 2025. Your confidence gave this project the legitimacy it needed, and your solidarity gave it the strength to move forward. This is not just your future home, it is a reflection of your belief. I would also like to thank Perdana Stadium Malaysia. To Yang Berbahagia Datin Anita, Azrina, and the board, thank you for your belief in what we are building. To CEO Encik Elias Jamel, your steady leadership and partnership have played a key role in getting us here today. To Malaysian Resources Corporation Berhad, our development partner, thank you for your close collaboration with us to conceptualize and design this facility. MRCB brings a strong track record, having worked with the federal government to rejuvenate the Bukit Jalil National Sports Complex into what it is now, the iconic Kuala Lumpur Sports City. This is the very place where the Olympic House will proudly stand. To my team at the Olympic Council of Malaysia, thank you for your commitment, your professionalism, and your belief in what this journey means for all of us. Let me also express my sincerest appreciation to our distinguished guests from across the region and beyond. Her Excellency Madam Kuning Patama Liwas Rakul, IOC member and President of the Badminton World Federation. His Excellency Congressman Abraham Bambol Tolentino, President of the Philippine Olympic Committee and Chair of OCA Legal Committee. His Excellency Associate Professor Dr. Paul Simalavong, President of the National Olympic Committee of Laos and former Minister of Education and Sports Laos. His Excellency Mr. Sempon Pnoapath, Secretary General of National Olympic Committee of Laos. His Excellency of Mr. Lee Wong Yi, Honorary Treasurer of the Singapore National Olympic Committee. His Excellency Mr. Andri Erawan, Executive Committee Member of the Komite Olimpiade Indonesia. His Excellency Mr. Richard Anthony Lim, President of the Philippine Karate Federation. His Excellency Dr. Taleh Ziadov, President of the Azerbaijan Badminton Federation and Council Member of Badminton World Federation. And finally, His Excellency Mr. Richard Vaught, Chief Operating Officer of the Badminton World Federation. Your presence today is a powerful gesture of regional and international solidarity. It reminds us that the Olympic spirit transcends border and brings nations together through friendship, excellence, and mutual respect. Finally, again to the government of Malaysia, especially to our beloved Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim and Yang Berhormat Minister Hanayo, we are deeply grateful for your unwavering support. Your support for this vision and steadfast commitment to the future of Malaysian sports have given us the confidence to build with boldness and to serve with renewed purpose. Your leadership continues to inspire us to think beyond the present and to act with clarity, unity, and ambition. Before I close, let the Olympic House rise not only through steel and concrete, but also through belief. Belief in what sport can do to unite, to uplift, and to transform life. Let us rise with the spirit of every Malaysian who understand that sport is not just about competition. It is about community, identity, and hope. May this space honor the past, support the present, and open the door to a future that is more inclusive, more prepared, and more inspired than ever before. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Tan Sri Norza, for that inspiring message. Your words remind us of how far we have come and how bright the road ahead truly is for the Malaysian sporting fraternity. Hadirin sekalian, it is now my honor to invite Yang Berhormat Hannah Yeoh, Minister of Youth and Sports Malaysia, to deliver her address. Dipersilakan Yang Berhormat Menteri Hannah Yeoh.
Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, Tan Sri Datuk Seri Dr. Muhammad Nozar Zakaria, President of the Olympic Council of Malaysia, distinguished guests from the Olympic movement, Datuk Banda, our chairperson from Perdana Stadium, Datin Anita. Good afternoon and Salam Malaysia Madani. This is not just a ceremonial event. This groundbreaking of the Olympic House, the future home of Olympic Council Malaysia, is a lot more than that. It is, in its essence, a significant milepost that signals the beginning of an exciting new chapter in Malaysian sports journey. Helmed by the leadership of Tan Sri Nozar Zakaria, OCM continues to serve as an umbrella body, unifying 58 national sports associations across the country. This headquarter reflects OCM's long-term vision, and we at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, we are proud to work closely with OCM to bring life to its vision. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to read my speech, but I just want to tell you the last 2 years, what we have been working very hard to improve KL Sports City. When we call this place KL Sports City, we really want activities here to reflect the spirit of the name that is behind it. And so we conducted many town halls to meet with our athletes to understand their needs. And out of those town halls, Datuk Sri, the athletes told us that they would like to see a first women's clinic here to serve them. And so Institute Sukan Negara implemented it very quickly. Today, we have our first women clinic in KL Sports City. And then we heard from the coaches and the other athletes, there is a lack of childcare for our athletes and our coaches. And so Majlis Sukan Negara, together with Institute Sukan Negara and Perdana Stadium, all three combined their resources and launched the first TASCA childcare for our athletes and our coaches, already in KL Sports City. I also want to thank Pemangku Sultan Johor, Duli Yang Amat Mulia Tunku Ismail Ibni Sultan Ibrahim, for sponsoring the grass. Zion Zoysia is now in our national stadium, Bukit Jalil. We also have a nursery of Zion Zoysia, and very latest we have the new hybrid grass donated also as a gift by Pemangku Sultan Johor. All this in KL Sports City. Next, we now look into the Olympic House. I believe this would, upon its completion, would bring together all our sports association into this hub. When Tan Sri Nozar told me about the lack of space in their current building in Kuala Lumpur, I visited, and I was very impressed that they actually had a museum, a gallery, featuring all our past athletes' achievement in that small space. But such a gallery should be housed here in KL Sports City. Every weekend we have concerts, we have young people gathering here, waiting for their celebrities to start performing, to start singing. How wonderful would it be for these young people who are waiting for their concert to start, to walk through those galleries and to see the achievement of our former athletes. And so this is my dream come true, because the OCM Gallery and Museum would do exactly just that for the future generation of Malaysia waiting here. Datuk Seri, Prime Minister, I know that you want no wastages. Every taxpayer's money, every ringgit must be accounted for. And here in Perdana Stadium, we have worked very, very hard to turn this place into a profitable place. In the last 2 years, Perdana Stadium has seen a record of profit, 10 million each year. And every ringgit that they have made out of concerts in this place, they have pumped it back into upgrading the sports facilities in KL Sports City to ensure the sports bodies benefit from it. Out of that profit, Stadium Putra here has been converted and upgraded, and now esports will be coming in, indoor hockey has come in, pertandingan lompat tali. We have seen more than 1,500 school children. They have also benefited from the upgraded Stadium Putra. Every ringgit, we assure you, Prime Minister, we will not put it to waste. It will be pumped back into the system to benefit our athletes. Today, our Olympians are all seated here in our midst. Everything that we do here is not just about infrastructure, but we really want our athletes to take it up one step higher. Spirit of excellence. When they go out and compete, they represent the best of Malaysia. And it is my hope that with this beautiful Olympic house, our guest from Philippines said just now, how lucky Tan Sri Noza has this Olympic house, OCM, here, because they don't have it where they are. And so I hope that Olympic Council Malaysia would really treasure this building. And now with this infrastructure, I hope you will improve your governance and bring in more inclusive leadership, adding in more women into your leadership and younger people to represent you. And with that, I thank you. And I believe this is the way forward. The government, OCM, our athletes work hand in hand to bring out the best that Malaysia has to offer. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Terima kasih Yang Berhormat Henayo, and thank you for your continued support in building a resilient and dynamic sporting ecosystem in Malaysia. In just a few moments, we'll be welcoming our VIP speakers, so stay tuned. Hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached a defining moment of today's ceremony. It is our great honor to now invite Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar bin Ibrahim, Perdana Menteri, to share his keynote address, a message that reflects our nation's vision and sporting aspirations, dan seterusnya merasmikan majlis kita pada petang ini. Dengan segala hormatnya dipersilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Yang berbahagia Menteri KBS, Anayo, Presiden Majlis Olimpik Malaysia, Tan Sri Noza, tetamu yang dimuliakan, dan anak-anak daripada sekolah sukan, Olympiads dan juga jago-jago yang telah berjasa kepada negara. Seperti mana disebut oleh Tan Sri Noza sebentar tadi dan juga Anayu, sukan ini bukan hanya kegiatan satu sudut asing, tetapi sebahagian daripada pembangunan negara. Sebahagian daripada langkah menjamin penyertaan yang lebih bermakna di kalangan anak-anak. Pelbagai kaum, pelbagai agama. Kalau generasi saya, semua kagum dengan Muqtada Hari, Dr. Jagatazan, Bumbi, Rashid Siddiq. Itu je nama-nama yang disanjung kerana jasa mereka dan usaha mereka dilihat sebagai orang yang gigih berlatih, kuat disiplin, tinggi semangat dan cinta kepada negara. Jadi kita kenang dan salute kepada mereka yang berjasa kepada negara kita. Now, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, of course, I share the feeling of rejoice, as mentioned by Tan Sri Noza and Hanayo, because under the new leadership, Tan Sri Noza has worked indefatigably hard to ensure that the sports complex, and particularly the headquarters for the National Olympic Council, is in place, and rightfully so in this complex, which has been able to attract not only sports enthusiasts, but also the general public, particularly the young. So I think it is naturally a progression, because once you place these more than 50 organizations in one roof, I think they must interact, they must give ideas, they must give suggestions and criticisms, so that the general sports performance can be further enhanced. And I think the government, through the Ministry of Youth and Sports, has been very proactive, very supportive. And you have a good minister who has been harassing me for more money, more funds. I understand, because when you work, and Noza, of course, precisely know this, and Anayo in her job, and of course people in the Perdana Stadium and Institute, and of course the ministry, you work with a passion, you believe in it. And I think what relevance has it got to do with this Malaysia Madani? Because we are talking about empowerment. Of course, we begin with economic fundamentals, but we talk about the social and cultural empowerment. And one particularly important facet is certainly the need to ensure that the masses, the general masses, not only the small elite, are involved in every sport known in the country, and new avenues where we can continue to expand, promote, and encourage, particularly the young. You see, I am quite excited with this project and with these sports activities, because I am clearly in no position to encourage or to suggest any other facet of activity that can really get Malaysians of racial creed and together with the spirit of just wanting to succeed as one. And we have seen that even in those difficult days. Remember, we had some unfortunate period in our history where there was certain feeling of antagonism between races. But when it comes to sports, or football or badminton, those days, I mean, everybody's gathered together those days and wanting our team to win. It doesn't matter whether it's a Malay or Chinese or Daya or Indian. We consider them as Malaysian, and that's what I feel we need to promote. But of course, we also need to excel. So everybody's waiting under Hana and now with Norza. Well, we expect one gold medal at least for the Olympic. Otherwise, they'll be in trouble. But as I always tell my grandchildren, because sometimes in chess or in football, which they are involved in, they get very upset when they lose. I told them there's not the spirit. The spirit, of course, to win. But the sportsmanship, the term sportsmanship is such a value-laden term. You try your best, you try and excel, but you accept it in a sportsmanship fashion. There's no language in politics about sportsmanship. Politics is where you kill one another. I mean, not literally, hopefully, but only in sports, not in culture, not in the arts, you see, or not in the economic rivalry. But in sports, there's this term called sportsmanship, which essentially means you must work, you must try and excel and win, but you accept the fact that the best man or woman or team win, and in that sportsmanship spirit. That is why we take very seriously any issue of hooliganism and violence in sports, particularly in football in this country. There is zero tolerance, because that goes against the very spirit of sportsmanship. Everyone supports their team or their state or their province, but does not allow them to create chaos and tolerate hooliganism. So we'll make a difference. Don't import that culture of hooliganism in sports, as you read and see and watch in television from the experience of other countries. More tolerance to this. Because to me, it runs contrary to the very spirit of sports, of getting people together, knowing the differences, having such a passion. People cry when they win, and they cry when they lose. You know, and which means you cannot deny the passion. But it does not warrant them to take action which runs contrary to the whole spirit of sportsman, or Hannah will correct me, sportswomanship, whatever. So I think I therefore share my excitement, Tansi Noza, about development today, and let me assure you, the good news is that it's one rare occasion that the Sports Council didn't ask for money from me as Minister of Finance. Oh, what a relief. But let me assure you, tomorrow we have a cabinet. I'm sure Hannah will just use the occasion to say a wonderful event, a wonderful building, for sports, for culture, for the environment, for alternative energy, for green, for climate change, whatever. And we have to look at the requirements when necessary. I can assure you, I will not announce anything today, but I can assure you that we'll continue to monitor, we'll support the council, and we'll support the sports organizations as long as they care for or take special effort to improve governance and to make sure that the benefit does not go to the council or to the board members, but must ultimately benefit the sportsmen and sportswomen, and particularly the young who aspire to do much more and will certainly be able to contribute much more to this country. Jadi sekali lagi saya nak ucapkan terima kasih kepada Stantasi Noza dan seluruh pasukan dia dan rakan-rakan Bandaraya dan stadium, Perdana Stadium, KBS utamanya yang telah membantu menjayakan program ini, dan saya insya-Allah akan berikan perhatian. Tadi saya bincang dengan Menteri Hanayo tentang untuk melihat sekali lagi tentang sekolah sukan, apa sahaja yang perlu kita bantu, pastikan mutu ditingkatkan, kemudahan diberikan, dan di samping itu pada institut, perbadanan apa saja yang diperlukan, tapi utamanya untuk menentukan MRCB, ya, ingat mesti siapkan, bukan dia mengikut jadual tapi lebih awal dari jadual. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, for your inspiring speech. We kindly invite you to stay on stage for the groundbreaking ceremony. We now invite Yang Berhormat Hanayo, Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Nurza, Her Excellency Madam Kunying, and His Excellency Congressman Ibrahim to proceed to the ceremonial area to officiate the groundbreaking ceremony. Now, the moment we have all been waiting for is here, the official groundbreaking ceremony. Datuk Seri, please prepare your spade. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do the countdown together. Ready? 5. Louder, please. 4, 3, 2, 1. And with that, we mark the beginning of this historic moment. Thank you. Kindly make your way down from stage. A historic milestone has just been set, one that will be remembered for years to come. We thank our leaders for leading this symbolic moment of progress. Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri serta hadirin sekalian, we now turn our attention to the exciting future ahead. Allow us to present to you the architectural vision and features of what will become the new home of Malaysian sports, the Olympic House. This space will be a symbol of our collective aspirations, a place where history, hope and excellence will converge under one roof.
Seluruh rakyat Malaysia akan memberikan sokongan padu kepada semua atlet negara memburu pingat emas pertama negara. Selamat berjuang kepada semua atlet Malaysia yang bakal beraksi dalam Sukan Olimpik. Lebih memujakan melihat wakil Malaysia tampil megah menjayakan perarakan kontijen bertanding kali ini. Sukan Tanah